One of the first challenges I think you face as an activist is getting your message out there in a way that's accurately heard. Getting your message out there in a way that doesn't overwhelm people, and getting your message out there in a way that builds allies. And so the challenges have been in learning about messaging. And I think that I have spent so long experimenting with how to do messaging in ways that are pared down to the essentials. And that's why we then took our focus in the IGDS onto Instagram and memes, and how can we create messaging that really speaks to people. So for example, in our work with Lakshmi Girls High School, the girls created a meme that said, Chanan doubles normal, gender-based violence not normal. You know, so that's becomes a skill that you learn to think about, not only in terms of how to pare down what you want to say so it's accessible, but how to pare down what you want to say so the kernel of your message and the kernel of the idea that you want people to latch on to can be picked up on, and in a way that often uses a cultural idiom that speaks to what people already know and lands somewhere that would already create a sense of intimacy with your message. So one of the challenges is about always learning how to do better and better messaging all the time, and I think I experiment with that constantly. Another one is about learning how not to overwhelm people with the information, and that's where our spark feminism approach comes in. So we've really marketed this idea of using the online as a space to spark ideas, sparking it through memes, and how we're going to be and have been taking quotations from scholars, quotations from graduate students and academics in the IGDS, and putting them up there the way people share memes from other people. And so why not share memes from Caribbean feminists, and kind of taking all of this dense material that has come out of the scholarship on Caribbean feminism and taking some of those gold kernels and putting them in places where people might share them because in some way they speak to their heart or mind. So finding a way to not only create accessible and culturally relevant messaging, but also messaging that doesn't overwhelm. And then finally, how does your messaging build allies? And in online activism, there will always be trolls. There will always be people who think that your messaging isn't complex enough, or that it doesn't include all the issues, or it doesn't include all the people, and don't necessarily understand that sometimes there's only so much that you can say in a short or small space. And so you're going to have to always deal with people who feel that you're out of order, or people who think that your messaging is too specific, or either or not inclusive enough. And sometimes you have to make choices about what you're going to focus on. And sometimes you will also get people that just think that you have too much visibility, or the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, or feminists, or work on gender, or the LGBTQ plus community. You're going to have people who think that your messaging is overwhelming what they think should be the status quo, and who are going to react in ways that can be experienced as exhausting and threatening. And I mean, I try to describe it as being stalked in the press by people who did not think I should be writing the things that I do. And nobody understands what media stalking is like. They think stalking is something you do physically. They don't understand what it's like to be publicly discredited repeatedly, and to continue to do the work, because you're not doing it for your personal reputation. You're doing it because it's the work that is part of a change you want to see. But these are some of the risks. At the same time, you know, the challenges are ones that you navigate through strong community. And in many ways, online community is one of your strongest sources of solidarity and support. People you never expect to drop you a line will. People you never expect to share what you're saying just might. People, I mean, likes take 4 seconds, but they feel like there is someone out there who has taken the 4 seconds to glance in your direction. And so there's a way that I think online communities and online community building is in fact much more important for supporting the people who do the work of social change when they are confronting multiple challenges.